Judas' kiss and human suffering. Dear friends, today we are reflecting on Judas' kiss and human suffering. When we look at the religious act which has been done by Judas, we are called to reflect on this act. Judas' kiss is an act of betrayal that has been widely referenced in literature, art, and religious teachings. According to the New Testament, Judas Iscariot, one of Jesus' 12 disciples, agreed to betray Jesus to the religious authorities for 30 pieces of silver. During the arrest of Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, Judas identified Jesus to the soldiers by giving him a kiss on the cheek. This act of betrayal is significant for several reasons. Number one, symbolism of kiss. Kiss is typically an expression of affection and loyalty. Judas' use of a kiss to betray Jesus adds a layer of deceit and irony to the act, making it more poignant. As described in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 22, verse 47 to 48, while he was still speaking, a crowd came up, and the man who was called Judas, one of the 12, was leading them. He approached Jesus and kissed him. Moral and ethical implications. The betrayal raises questions about loyalty, trust, and the human capacity for treachery. It serves as a cautionary tale about the consequence of deceit and the importance of integrity. It serves as a cautionary tale about the consequence of deceit, as Jesus is depicted in the Gospel of John, chapter 13, verses 21 to 22. After he had said this, Jesus was troubled in spirit and testified, "Very truly I tell you, one of you is going to betray me." His disciples stared at one another, at a loss to know which of them he meant. Impact on Christian theology. Judas' betrayal led to arrest, trial, and crucifixion of Jesus, which are the central events in Christian theology. These events are seen as fulfilling the prophecies about the Messiah's suffering and sacrifice for humanity's sin. In Matthew chapter 26, verse 24, Jesus says, "The Son of Man will go just as it is written about him. But woe to that man who betrays the Son of Man. It would be better for him if he had not been born." When we connect this kiss to the human suffering, it gives physical pain, emotional distress, and psychological turmoil. It also expresses a lot of human difficulties, especially betrayal and trust. Betrayal by someone closest to us can cause deep emotional pain and a sense of loss. Judas' betrayal of Jesus highlights the anguish that can arise from broken trust and difficulty of forgiving those who have harmed us. Psalm 55, verses 12 to 14 reflects, If any man were if an enemy were insulting me, I could endure it. If a foe were rising against me, I could hide it. But it is you, a man like myself, my companion, my close friend, with whom I once enjoyed sweet fellowship at the house of God as we walked about among the worshippers. This shows the pain, the struggle a man can go through when his betrayal and trust is broken. Jesus' arrest and trial and crucifixion are example of injustice and persecution. These events reflect the suffering endured by those who are unfairly treated or oppressed, and they resonate with the experience of many throughout the history. Isaiah says in chapter 3, verse 3 to 4, he was despised and rejected by mankind, a man of suffering and familiar with pain. Like one of them whom people hide their faces, he was despised, and we held him in low esteem. Surely he took up our pain and bore our suffering, yet we consider him punished by God, stricken by him and afflicted. The suffering servant depicted by Isaiah is expressing the pain and struggle each human is going through in our day-to-day life. In Christian theology, Jesus' suffering and death are seen as a sacrifice for the redemption of humanity. This perspective offers a way to find meaning and purpose in suffering, emphasizing themes of love, forgiveness, and the possibility of spiritual growth through adversity. Witnessing or experiencing suffering can foster empathy and compassion for others. Jesus' teaching and actions includes his response to Judas' betrayal, encourage his followers to show kindness, forgiveness, and understanding to those who are suffering. In Matthew chapter 5, verse 44, Jesus says, I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Jesus did exactly these words when he was praying for his disciples and companions. So let us pray for all those who are cursing us, all those who are making our life difficult, that they may experience God's unconditional love and blessing.